Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What people do in no money, what people at you in no at you. Covid money, miss away in the yellow correct you. Use the youth, the money, waste and bust a man to statue. Say me like a catch you, but bigger than a figure you. Take the spit of money, God and say that is not you. One day the man above end up him, I got a bed. Too much it in the kitchen, some a fiber like a pot too. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me
300% free.
It burn me
Garbage pile of the day.
It burn me
Give the teacher them
It
raise.
burn me
I see corruption face.
It burn me
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
For me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The 100 the promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, the rapper, they down in our river. Member bowl only and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and the pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me
Or they treat the market man.
It burn me
Or them a treat the cat man.
It burn me
Or they treat the peanut man.
It burn me
Or them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me
Or them a treat the son man.
It burn me
Or them a treat policeman.
It burn me
How them a treat soldier man.
It burn me
How them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again.
Stibby dim day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no cape. And some informer friend we love lake. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV, check it.
Good morning to the people of CNN and America and Andrew Holness and everybody else who Andrew Holness has talked about this time except for Jamaican people. Good morning and welcome. I'm yet to hear of any official statement coming out of Jamaica House, coming from the Prime Minister as to damage assessment and speaking to the nation after the storm. If I have missed it, can you all help me to find it, please? Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my community of parity who's cut off from the rest of the world and can't hear me. Good morning. To moderators, subscribers, and platform membership holders, good morning and welcome. Good afternoon if you are on the London and Lisbon time. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We're still struggling to hear from our families. Debbie Jarvis, good morning. Paula Shelley, Audrey Robinson, real sweet. Sonia Foster, Lilith Foster, RJ, Jason Kane. Cousin Jamie, you hear anything from nobody overnight? Because other than the few little pieces when we get yesterday in the day, I haven't heard anything since. Have you heard anything overnight or since we spoke yesterday? Sharon Bernard, how are you? Gloria Morris, Rosie D, Veteran, Wagwan, Sunshine, Georgia Dennis. Agency driver 511. Conchigel 84. Althea. Angela Missenton. Good morning, everyone. We hope Beta and Teach and everybody all right. We know Portland wasn't hit hard, but the power outage is what is affecting most of Jamaica at the moment as to why they are cut off. You know, get me in trouble in a veteran. You can't go on. You can't go on. Then Miles, how are you? Morning, people. Morning. How do you do? Anyone hear from anybody? Anyone hear from anybody? Have anyone heard of any official argument coming out of State House since the hurricane has passed? Good morning. Britain have a new prime minister. Battered and beleaguered, the Conservative will have to draw themselves down to Buckingham Palace, Jason Kane, and tender their resignation. While the half shadow of a Tony Blair, once a director of public prosecution, Keir Starmer, will be Britain Prime Minister and will be choosing his cabinet before the day ends. And as they say, get it on the road. But never mind them. Politics in Britain is the same as it is in Jamaica. It is two cheeks of the same backside. All you continue to do is end up with the same toilet. Two cheeks of the same backside, sitting on the same toilet. It's the politics we inherit from Britain. It's the same politics, Millicent Jones, Colin Humphreys. We're in a Britain. When we get tired of one, we throw them up against wall for a while, and then we start with another one again. So it's really nothing new. Very little coming out of Clarendon, Manchester, and St. Elizabeth. The whole of Southwest St. Elizabeth cut off. Is like the hurricane gone with we. Nothing from North Central Clarendon. Anybody see Mr. Morgan? Need to hear from my parent. The Prime Minister is flying around the country. I heard that Arlington and Vineyard mash up too. Some here doing. As some here say Vineyard, Arlington, Catawba would have been mashed up as well also. But communication cut off. And with the amount of JPS lines down, because these are just some of the down lines in my community. And the last update I got from my cousin, it was about 7 along the route was down. Marcia Estee, how are you? So it's going to take a time, Keith Matthews, for power to restore Sheena Kelly, which is a major part of the communication problem. Given how few people them work slow and lackadaisical, I don't know if JPS and the Army have the capability to really get the job done quick enough to get that section of Jamaica moving and communicating again. It is still early. Cousin Ron, how you do? Me not gonna lie, it is still too early. But the issue for me with the Prime Minister, the country Prime Minister, doesn't need you to be flying around the country at the moment. It's not really, Ralston Henry, much of a support for Jamaicans on the ground at the moment. What the country requires at the moment, Prime Minister, is management. Management, resources, and properly funded and swiftly allocated, Prime Minister. Not a whole long string of bureaucracy. Because as I said to you last night, the £5 billion, dollars rather, it's a drop in the ocean for what Mr. Green needs at the moment. Mr. Green's entire constituency has been ravished, thrown up and down, all about of the place. Everything broke up, fall down, mash up. 5 million cannot clean up Southwest St. Elizabeth, Prime Minister. 5 million cannot even clean up Parity, all the surrounding communities in Parity. Mr. Green would be struggling at the moment, Prime Minister. What we need is good management, lots of heavy lifting equipment, all the different agencies, Prime Minister, coordinating together, flying around the country, upticking and photo upticking, Prime Minister, is not going to alleviate what Jamaicans are going through at the moment. We're really not interested in that. What we're interested in seeing, Prime Minister, is a lot of heavy lifting equipment on the ground. A lot of hard work to restore power. No news either from Spurtree Division, Manchester, also family in Southfield, Top Hill. Them Southfield, Top Hill, the whole of them side they get ravished. The whole of Southwest St. Elizabeth, Flight Green constituency and other neighboring constituency really get hard hit in St. Elizabeth, but because the Flight Green constituency lie right on the coastline all the way down from Pijo going down to Black River. His constituency, Norman, has suffered badly. I don't see what I'm expecting to be doing, aerial-wise, to be going around the country, is for the appropriate people that will do the damage assessment that will give Jamaica an idea of how much it is going to cost us. Hubert Brown. Flying around the country doesn't cut it at the moment. It's not what will alleviate what is happening on the ground at the moment. We need extra resources pumped into JPS. Brenda, Fabian, how are you? We need extra resources pumped into getting the power restoration of the country down. We've never had so much power line down across the country before. Of course, we know that it's not gonna be just whoops if there's a fix in a few hours. But rather than flying around the country taking photos and making promises, what we want to actually see is that all the agencies are coordinated and on the ground doing the work, clearing trees. Shade Oban, Iris, how are you? Kimon Green. Clearing block roads. Putting up back and repairing light poles so that the country power can be restored to the country in short order. What we want from you at the moment, Prime Minister, is good management, good sense, and make sure MPs like Floyd Green and others who have suffered badly have the necessary funding, Prime Minister, to clear up and rebuild their constituency. 5 million. 5 million is confusing to Mr. Green this morning. If it's not confusing to any other MP, that money has been allocated, heard Negril not as bad. Negril would have been saved by the bell. If not other MP not confused this morning, Floyd Green is. 5 million goes nowhere for the cleanup for just our community. Never mind the entire constituency, Prime Minister. Need hardcore clearing up and rebuilding. So what we want you to do is that Jamaica House and make sure you're meeting with your emergency team and you're looking at where we're going to take money from, which area, if we don't have it now, till we get the catastrophe ban, if we get there till we get the UN money. In which other area that is not a priority now that we can shift money from into the disaster relief, Prime Minister Miranda Ruddock. These are the type of management that we're looking for from your government at the moment, Mr. Holness. Bringing your cabinet together, Zinette Beckford. Bringing your cabinet and expertise together. Looking at how we're going to make sure this relief effort I don't know if 5 billion would have enough doing. The entire constituency is ravished. It's a major cleaning up program. It's not cheap to cut down and remove all of them trees. It's not cheap to erect and repair or stabilize a lot of those. Of course, JPS going to have to pump in a lot of the money with them thief found we in the rebuilding. Abena, how are you? And we're reminding and pleading to all, our GoFundMe link is in the top of the chat. We have a GoFundMe coordinated by Cousin Jamie, aided by myself. We're seeking for public donation to aid the rebuilding of our community. We have been through many storms. Everything will come since Hurricane Gilbert. We have been through it. Our community has never been in the state that it has been in before. Very little effects. We used to end up with flooding. Our high tide used to be our biggest problem. Now we get everything. Everything that a hurricane has to offer. Southwest St. Elizabeth was in the full brunt of it. And thereby our community has faced immense damage. If I someone like this, this second divert attention from them. So we're asking anybody out there that would like to assist our community to rebuild. You can put whatever you can afford in the GoFundMe link pinned at the top, because this will be a long haul mission. Patricia Matthews, how are you? For our community in cleaning up and rebuilding, because we know that government may assist in the cleanup efforts, but anytime vehicle can drive on road and power restore, me know they ain't gone left with it good. So them are going to just walk and promise we when it comes to aiding us for the rebuilding effort. So as of course, we know that JPS have double work pan them hand. But what we want to know at the moment is that all the necessary agencies are fully funded and equipped to get the job done. Mimi, how are you? To get the job done in good time, to get the country moving again, get Jamaica communicating again, because some of Jamaica is like cut off from the entire world. People may have phone service, but people can't charge them thingy because everything down power wise, and power cannot be restored in the condition our area and many parts of Jamaica, because quite a lot of that happen in Savlamar and other places as well, where so much power lines are down across the country. JPS engineers across the country or technicians have an awful lot of work on their hand, because all of these things have to be safe and secure before power resume. We're in a condition now where tree a touch wire, wire touch water, and all of them are mixed up. So what we need, Joan Bailey, is to really see leadership and the government really funding, coordinating, and steering this relief effort. So we are pleading to the government, this needs to be done expeditiously, where you need to look at the allocation and reallocate more funding, particularly for people like Floyd Green, Ras Edouard. Particularly for people like Floyd Green, who $5 million prime minister is confusing Mr. Green this morning. What do I do? Where do I start? Which community do I start? How much allocated to clear up this? It's confusing. It can't pencil out. When you look at the damage done across St. Elizabeth and across Jamaica, the 5 million allocated in anticipation is just simple not enough. It is just simple not enough. And reappropriation of funds ought to be looked at, Prime Minister, at this time as an emergency. Because I'm sure on your tour, oops, I want to sneeze. Sorry. On your tour in Southwest St. Elizabeth over the last few hours, you have seen the devastation. What are you going around the country pricing the disaster? Or should this be done by people with the expertise to put an estimate on how much these damages and the restoration is going to cost Jamaica? We really don't need at the moment the politics being played. Too much people's lives, Prime Minister, are being affected in Jamaica for the politics being played. So that's why we can't come here and we can't advise you and say, look here, this is required urgently. This wasn't enough. This was um your perception because, Rena, how are you? Because of normally how we always come out as storms, not on the very dangerous side. This time it was different. And after what, 24 hours now, we're still not hearing anything official from the government, but we're having a lot of upticking from the government where the government is flying around the country. Where we would have thought at this time the Prime Minister and his cabinet would be coming together to make. I'm not seeing anything coming out of Toy Bridge, even from Gleaner, that is going around the country trying to update us, to be honest. I really haven't seen anything about Toy Bridge now. A lot of people want to really know the status of Toy Bridge at the moment, but there is no official. After such a disaster, you would have expected that the Prime Minister, after getting its cabinet together and have a preliminary assessment, would have spoken to the nation, at least advising the nation to stay calm or whatever, we're going to go through this, get through this, or I'm yet to hear the government speaking to the people. Joan Bailey, after such a disaster, Pamela Akola, if I'm missing it and somebody else out there hear it, Charbridge Washway. No, Jesus. If anybody heard it and I have missed it, Georgette Brown, and hide it from me, let me know if the Prime Minister speak to the nation since Hurricane BERYL has passed. I don't know. But I know the Prime Minister is going around in an effort to say he's supporting people. I don't know how going around and see them, listening to them, promising them, Mavis Ashmill, how are you, is going to go a far way when what is needed, Yvonne Green, is leadership from the Prime Minister and funding from the Ministry of Finance. Sharbridge Washwell. This has been said multiple. Funding to make sure say people like Floyd Green do not stall on money to get his constituency back up and running. Our constituency and community have been ravished, Prime Minister. So we can't sit down and have you fly around when that's not what we need. We need heavy lifting equipment, Prime Minister. And we need expeditious restoration of power and communication. That is really what the people need at the moment. They don't need a Mother Teresa Prime Minister. The Mother Teresa is him. Now go work right now. Herbert Teasdale. Natalia Freeman, how you do? The Mother Teresaism is not going to work right now. The Prime Minister, as I cannot find, have not managed to speak to the nation since Bagarans. But the Prime Minister managed to speak to his foreign audience. What with you and your foreign audience, the Prime Minister? Prime Minister, what is it with you and your foreign audience? Because all when you don't see it necessary for talk to we, you're not foreign attack. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on.
To do. Can you give us a sense?
Oh, you reverse. Reverse.
Guys, make una not day in there.
The Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, now with us. He joins us from Kingston. Thank you so much for sparing the time today. I know you've got a huge amount to do. Can you give us a sense of the damage that was done overnight?
Well, we're still in assessment mode. What we can say is that based upon the category of hurricane that hit us at a category 4, the damage was not what we had expected. And so we're very grateful for that. But there was damage nonetheless. We had damage to some coastal infrastructure in southern parishes. We had damage to agriculture and housing in 2 parishes, Manchester and St. Elizabeth. We have had some roads cut off and blocked. But outside of that, I think Jamaica was spared the worst.
Are all of your people on the ground able to contact everyone? Is everyone accounted for?
Everyone is accounted for. We had 2 deaths so far registered. We have now about 1,000 persons in shelters. Our telecommunication systems are, I would say, 70% operational. Electricity went down in some areas. We are restoring that as quickly as we can. We are now into recovery phase. So we are doing our assessments, and in another 2 or 3 hours, we'll be able to give a full assessment as to what the damage is.
I know yesterday you were speaking about law and order, because this does sadly become an issue, doesn't it, when people have to evacuate their homes, possible looting. Are there any signs of that happening overnight?
Thankfully, because of the extensive preparedness campaign in which we engaged, we were able to mitigate any such activities. So we have no reports of looting or any breakdown in public order. So in general, we are in a very good state to start our recovery.
Have you spoken strongly in the past about your concerns about climate change? Because you not only sit on, an earthquake fault line, you're also increasingly seeing storms, aren't you? And do you think there was an illustration of that here?
Well, this is a perfect example of climate change. If there are any doubts as to climate change, well, this should certainly dismiss any doubts. This hurricane happened very early in the season, reached a category 5, the first hurricane to reach a category 5 so early. It went through the Caribbean, caused damage to our sister islands in the Eastern Caribbean, and it caused damage to us, which we are now assessing. The impact of this is not just on our infrastructure, but on our fiscal affairs. We have, made significant changes to our fiscal management to be able to deal with high frequency, low severity weather events. But what we're seeing happening are events that we would formally say that they are low frequency but high severity. We're seeing that these weather events are happening with greater frequency, at least 1 every 2 or 3 years. The impact on a small open economy, on our budget, and our exposure to debt is quite significant. So the issues of climate change and the climate justice issues are significant for us in the developing world.
These are issues that your head of state, King Charles, has spoken to widely. I've had a note from him expressing his heartfelt condolences to those who've lost people across the Caribbean because of this storm. And he says he's hoping to engage with regional leaders directly in the coming days to offer support. Is that something you welcome?
Yes, I expect to have a call with King Charles. He has been a great campaigner on the issues of climate change and raising awareness. And I hope to engage with him so that we can advance the climate change agenda globally. Okay,
Prime Minister, really appreciate your time. I'll let you get back to work. Thank you so much. And I'm glad it wasn't as bad as you had feared. Now, the Prime Minister of Jamaica.
The Prime Minister managed to speak to CNN, but still have not spoken to the nation in an official capacity. The Prime Minister is going around the country, photoshopping and upticking. Still has not managed capacity. So we don't have a Prime Minister anymore. Jamaican Carlos, how you do, bro? Morning and welcome. Who else there? Pamela Akola, good morning. The Prime Minister priced the damage from the air. Prime Minister going by air pricing the damage. We know what the damage is. We want heavy lifting equipment on the ground. Elijah B. If the Prime Minister can manage to be swirling around the nation at the moment, what is stopping the Prime Minister from speaking to the nation in an official capacity, advising the nation where we're going, how we're going forward? The question to ask, Prime Minister, when you speak to your foreign audience, are you speaking the truth? Because we hear, and at the moment, Prime Minister, we're still not out of the shelter argument. Because we say, Errol Brown, all heap of people in a southwest St. Elizabeth lose them roof or them home. So shelter are required. Of the 900 shelter, Prime Minister, how much are there in Southwest St. Elizabeth constituency? And where are they so we can make people know how much out of your 900 available? Are a few 900 run out and full up, Prime Minister? Ask Matthew Samuda. Ask Matthew Samuda, out of him 780 plus, how much in a Southwest St. Elizabeth? And how much available? Because I say, a lot of people in our constituency lose them roof. And we can't have them a look up in a ear at night time. So can you tell us where the shelters are? Amaya Bygrave. Could you tell us where the shelters are? And which of the shelters in Southwest St. Elizabeth have capacity to take people who still required housing until June Reid, them can get them house top cover? Or if the immaculate them run out, ask Desmond McKenzie from him 60 odd, say him 60 plus, how much Leon McIntyre from his 60 plus is available and is in Southwest St. Elizabeth? we want to know about those shelters. Is the only way. It's the only way, Prime Minister, we're going to get fissy any galang in. We're going. Because an offense say we only need shelter when hurricane done. No, we need shelter, Prime Minister, for the people that are affected. After Chichaka Jam today. For the people, Prime Minister, that are affected. Valerie, how are you? The people who've lost their homes. The people, Amrit Lambert. The people who lost their home. The people who lost their livelihood. Unstoppable one. Althea. Where can we find those shelters? How much of the shelters are available? A flat bridge that? The flat bridge clear up. How much are available? Because there's a lot of people in Southwest St. Elizabeth that still require shelter because them lose them roof and you can't have them lay down under the skies at night. So they would need shelter until them can do at least temporary restoration until the rebuilding project gets on its way. So we want to know if when you tell your foreign journalists them, if something really goes off it through, and are you talking to us? We don't hear no official statement from the Prime Minister coming out and speak to the nation, advising the nation. All them tell the government office and public services reopened today, or reopened yesterday. The Prime Minister managed to speak. What happened to the Jamaican broadcasters? Huh? Does anyone know what happened to the Jamaican broadcasters coming first? Come, say, other than the Gleaner and the Observer, the water go back down a flat bridge now with the rise yesterday. Other than the Gleaner Observer, we'll try to get you some images out of Jamaica. You don't hear anything about Big Yard and them people there? But Jamaica people, this is where all of us need to come together as a people and do not allow politicians to continue to use disasters against us to play politics. We must not make them use the resources of aiding and rebuilding the community to play politics amongst us. We must not allow them to do that. It must be about rebuilding the community. Everybody get looked out for. Everybody get looked after. Don't make politicians complain off against one another with this disaster. No needs for benefits. Yeah. You see the Prime Minister digitalized and cashless society. this hurricane just blew a hole into it, believe it or not. This hurricane, because down at Southwest St. Elizabeth at the moment, where you could have walked down one corner shop and take out your wallet and pay for something. Or you could have walked or take donkey to Black River. In a digital society where power, internet, and all sorts are down, how we would name Prime Minister? Talk to Prime Minister, how we would name in a dem situation, in a cashless society. How we would name? Are you on course to collect your multi-million, your multi-billion? And if the maturity bond is payout, Prime Minister, if the multi-billion or the US multi-million is paid out, will the people of Jamaica affected by BERYL see meaningful help from that money? Or it just go how money go in a Jamaica, but against sun, post walk past milk? Bridge Prime Minister. Bridge. Do you think Bridge can withstand another catastrophe? Do you think it is fair to the people of Troy in Trelawney to be left in such a dire situation for 3 years? So he's the Prime Minister. You left Bridge for the next government. I saw you whisper tell me. Prime Minister, said Bridge are the next government problem because me not have enough time to sort out Bridge. The little time when me have, I have to fly around and price the damage. The little time when we have, I have to fly around and price the damage across the country. So, Bridge, I figure wait till the next government come in. Can me really think we could have managed to sort out Bridge? But like how me I figure 10 to BERYL, you know. I figure wait. If after me 10 to BERYL, I may have time, then me may see try. But if not so, have to wait till the new people them come. Couldn't be anything else. Tropical Andre. Couldn't be anything else after you have 3 years. After having 3 years, and Bridge still there the same way so, then it's going to be left for the next administration, because this administration This administration, I don't know if them are going to have the time I don't know if they're going to have the time. If I may attack Tropical Andre, explain to me how the Prime Minister flying around the country taking photo is doing anything to go to disaster relief. I mean, I don't like when people talk on the government business, not call on the government them name. Because when I say Jamaica people love to take disadvantage. You know how much it costs to fly around in a copter? You know how much is needed on the ground to alleviate all of what people are going through? Is the Prime Minister qualified to do a damage assessment? Is the Prime Minister the qualified person to be out there doing a damage assessment? If the Prime Minister can find time to speak to CNN, how the TV them in Jamaica broke down too? Big Yard broke down. I mean, the Prime Minister always run go over Granny Sus when he want spread propaganda. What? When they not tell Granny Sus nothing more again. Why is the Prime Minister speaking to a foreign audience on this election matter and not speaking to the Jamaican audience? Who have the hurricane, sir? Elaine Turner, how are you? Who have the hurricane? We are them. That's why you can always turn your mouth over foreign. You mean Big Yard era? How about this name, Big Yard? You can turn your mouth and speak over foreign, over yonder there, so. But you not talk to we. Why you not talk to we, sir? We had the earth, we had the hurricane, you know. And over foreign there, so have it. We know you love talk with hope of money there. And we know you love to fool people with hope of money there. But why you not talk to we? Hey, look over here. And we have the earthquake. I'm sorry. And we have the hurricane. Or you reach over so you can talk to CNN. Or CNN coming at this. Or them people over there so coming at this. You think a disaster go struck a Britain or America? America and Britain Prime Minister, President have time to go speak to Jamaican media when of them people them need to speak to. Hello, sir, over here so it happened. It happened to. Why you gonna speak to foreigners? Them can't go on Shade. Why you gonna talk to the foreigner them when we turn up from Thursday morning? I wait upon you, say you go come talk to it. See who you go talk to? Them over there, so. Them over there, so we have the hurricane where we never know about. Them over there, so Prime Minister, we have the hurricane where we never know about. Flying around the country with camera and tripod stick is not what will alleviate what's happening on the ground right now. We want leadership. Marcia Thomas, John Reed. We want leadership. We want the cleanup and rebuilding effort funded. St. Elizabeth was flattened. You know how much money the farmers of St. Elizabeth are going to need? You know how much fruit tree and all sort of tree we're going to have to plant back as St. Elizabeth Prime Minister? You flying around the country doesn't help us. We want emergency funding. We want to know that people like Fly Green have all the funding in need to get the job done in a constituency. We mash up from left, right to center. $5 million Prime Minister is a drop. Ekran Sound System, how are you? 5 million is a drop in the ocean given the rate of devastation. You have to fly around the country and we still see more than you. We still await to see if the Prime Minister go remember say, and a CNN in America vote you in. So anybody you would have to talk to in the autumn aftermath of the storm and any pre-assessment. And a Jamaica people you should come talk to Andrew. Remember, hello, Prime Minister, are we over here go through the hurricane? Not CNN America. How come you not talk to we? You don't have nothing to tell we? We not deserve to hear nothing. We not deserve no update. We not deserve no respect. Come on, Prime Minister, talk to we. We sit down and wait. You can't have we just sit down and wait, so. Nicola Nicholson. You can't have we just sit down and wait, so Prime Minister. And you there tell CNN, and you not tell we nothing sour. We don't understand English, or you can talk it in a patois. Translate it in a patois then. If we don't understand the English when you talk to CNN, translate it in a patois. You love patois. You know how the street boy mentality go, Prime Minister. You use in your 2016 general election. Feline, how are you? Janet McIntosh. You use it before Precious Allen. So I know nothing strange to you. Why is the Prime Minister not speaking to the people of Jamaica? Why is the Prime Minister flying around the country rather than give MP like Fly Green and others the necessary funding and resources them need to really assist Jamaicans out of this disaster? It's not the time for politics, Prime Minister. If the Obia man tell you if you wear that color shirt from where the Valerie, Sandra, Sharon Pierce. If the Obia man I tell you if you wear them dark color shirt there from where the nothing now go work for you other than honesty. How are we going to tackle Chai Bridge, Prime Minister? Boy, may I tell you, thank you, Faye. But honestly, the truth is, I have been sitting and waiting. I have been sitting and waiting. Yes, Shade, that's Flatbridge. I have been sitting and waiting from yesterday morning. I said, at least by lunchtime Jamaica time or in the evening, the Prime Minister would have updated the nation. Because obviously, may I go give them some few hours that some aerial assessment would have been done by the necessary team, and the information would be feedback to the Prime Minister, who is having an emergency cabinet meeting, deciding how collectively as a government we coordinate all our agencies and efforts on the ground to get the work done. I honestly thought we were going to have such conversation from the Prime Minister at some point yesterday. It's not normal for a country to have gone through such a catastrophe. And no leader, no stand up and show leadership on the other side. It's not the norm. Somebody is expected to speak to and address the nation. Just like how we see the need figure CNN go tell foreign people, Bugsy Malone and Bugsy Ryan, we will understand them language there too. If we can speak to CNN people, but then again, Jamaica no media for no speak to, because we no hate vloggers and we no have vloggers. Over Granny Sus is no more. Big yard, a be a wedding dress, them a walk and run behind. And over the other one, what they call TVJ, them just did a poor Chanela pulling. If you want to know, say, Chanela pulling dunce, just look for when Chanela pulling and read Arthur Q. Dunce like bat. They might as well tell us, say, Chanela pulling, just talk anything you want to talk out of your head. People will understand you. But on one just listen when Chanela pulling a read and sister a national dunce. Oh, then could I just keep Jamal over TVJ? May I tell you? Then could I just keep Jamal over there? From Kitty reach over CVM. CVM turned back a zinc, it did big yard fan time. But from Kitty reach gone right behind the zinc fence, Nicola Williams. And then you know, say Granny Sus. Granny Sus and them not so tight again. So, then I no lie to tell Granny Sus, because Granny Sus say, me have to stand in the middle at this rickety time for the labor because me I go on to PMP contract and me I go on keep friend and company with PMP to get some contract. So, me now make labor draw me underwater with them, underwater labor, underwater. Say now make labor draw him underwater with him. So, him a tan pan the fence for secure in contract them. You think Granny Sus a fool? Cliff got a good school, you know. Cliff not done like Andrew. Johnny H, how you know? Cliff Hughes not done like Andrew Holness. Cliff Hughes got a good school. So Granny Sus know when the right time for jump ship come. So no can stay there. Over Jamal, Shinela pulling can. You know, see all they and them have their own YouTube channel now. It soon all break apart where all away are buck up in the social media atmosphere. You see nobody watch TV? That's why the Prime Minister run up and down on social media, because him know nobody now watch on TV. But We want leadership. We don't want photo optic. Photo optic now go help party people right now, Prime Minister. Photo optic now go help Southwest St. Elizabeth people right now. I guarantee you, Prime Minister, photo optic is not going to help the people of St. Elizabeth now. We're pleading for leadership and we're pleading for funding. It is what will take us through. Valiant Robbins, good evening. It is what will take Jamaica through the recovery phase smoothly, Prime Minister. Leadership and funding. We don't want no photo optics. It don't do nothing the minute you turn your back, Prime Minister. Even if are your supporters. Even if you turn, as you turn your back, situation remain the same regardless of what you've promised them. AmericanTV.com. Leadership is what is required. No, leadership and funding. A lot of work, a lot of heavy lifting work is needed. Them something they're not cheap, Althea Johnson. A lot of extra work, both you and JPS, you need to be having a sit down with the JPS president. How much UNO putting into the rescue effort, because Jamaica need to be powered up soon. What happened to the people them across St. Elizabeth and others, Prime Minister, who are on insulin and need to keep them insulin in a refrigerated area? How that go, Prime Minister? We have to go buy igloo and ice. We have to go back to the emerging from the primitive days, Prime Minister. So what we want is leadership, management, and funding. Leadership, management, and funding to take us through this recovery phase expeditiously, Prime Minister. We don't want a condition deteriorate people's health and social life. Remember, the country did clean and dirty from morning. Remember, Jamaica people, they are fight with rat because even the health department have come out, come warn and say, careful of the war between you and the rat them. So what we want, Prime Minister, is leadership. That's what the country see the war start already. Which part me live here, so road rage. Road rage is a competition outside my window. Road rage is a competition, boy. You hear them out there, get at it. And in the summer, yeah, when everybody come out with them pretty car, you have all 5-6 road rage we have to go through pan the corner for the day. Can nobody not feel like them for wait on nobody? That's why I love walk and ride bicycle. Because I say, I don't have nobody for war with over who for move and who for go on. So the Ministry of Health I put out warning to be careful, alright, because member say, breeze pick up all of the dirtiness across the country and take it dash just about anyway. They want dash it and they rat them. Follow their rubbish as well. But to mark the start of the new fiscal parliament. No, no. Nothing. No speaking to the nation. The Prime Minister don't think we deserve him coming and speaking to us and telling us how he's going to lead the country through this effort. It is what leadership is about. It's not picking on the Prime Minister. Because there are a lot of things that is too early to be done, given Unique Ray, the devastation in some place across the country like mine. But what we want to see is the efforts being made on the ground and not photo being taken on the ground. EM, how are you? We want to see efforts being made on the ground and not photos, Carlene Jones, being taken. That's not what we want. We want a swiftly return to normalcy in Jamaica. And that's restoring our power and our communication. Michelle Lewis Wilson, God's gift. Because one thing you know with Jamaican Prime Minister, we're always up and running and we like to do for ourselves. We don't like to sit down and wait for a handout like your government. We like to get up and do things for ourselves. We like to look at ourselves as a people. But there are things we're responsible to do at times to hold us back, like power and communication at the moment. We now say fit on flash and what the other one name, the other one them were just fool and turn up. So what them name? Zaro, the one did name Zaro, you have Zaro, you have Flash, you have Spider-Man. Me not talk about them turn up sudden so one day. I'm talking about efforts, funding, resources, and good management. No corona granny back room and go search to granny clothes them and find out which tie up granny have the liquor money in her. No, we don't want the type of bureaucracy there. We want a bureaucracy will move just as fast as BERYL. Glenn Simit, long time no see you. How you do? We want a recovery process will move fast like BERYL. Therefore, we expect funding to be put in, coordinated agencies, and lots of heavy lifting equipment. Get Jamaica moving and talking again, Prime Minister, is what many people are asking of this morning. Get Jamaica moving and talking again. It has stressed out Holy Pawina Foreign. Holy Pawina Foreign stressed Prime Minister. The fact that Jamaica cannot speak. The fact that we cannot get an up-to-minute update on our family. It has stressed out Holy Pawina. Okay. That's what we need. Good management. Good leadership. That we need. We don't want the photo. In that age, a photo and nothing we're really surprised. We see them every day. Them just float past we so. Photo just float past we every day. So what we need is to see coordination between central and local government, as well as all the agencies coordinated together in order to make sure Jamaica is up on their feet again. Get Jamaica walking and talking, Prime Minister. We don't want to see you flying. The job is to get Jamaica moving and talking. We know say anyone can fly if little mat I go up the river, little mat nothing if you take boat. Little mat will fly up the river. We know uno can't fly, but we can walk at the moment. Uno can't fly. We can walk, not drive. Why? You go carry donkey pan plane come give way. So we walk under fallen light wire over fallen tree with donkey Prime Minister. We want Jamaica moving and talking again. Those are my two biggest problems right now. Maureen Song, how are you? Those are my two biggest problems at the moment. Get Jamaica moving and talking. We're not interested in the Prime Minister flying. It's not what is required. What is required is people like Fly Green have billions pumped into him constituency for the cleanup and rebuilding effort. $5 million Prime Minister can't solve Fly Green problem. If you do not go back and emergency reassess Prime Minister and pump money where it's necessary in the different areas in Jamaica, you're setting up people like Fly Green to fail. You will be setting up people like Fly Green to fail. You know the agricultural damage done across Fly Green constituency, Prime Minister. Yeah, me know ADPEM have recovery plan as well, but the devastation, we've never had it like this before, so it's going to need extra money. There's an awful lot of cleaning up required in a lot of constituency that we never experienced before, particularly in our community across Southwest St. Elizabeth, some places in Manchester, some places in Westmoreland. JPS have a lot of work to do, a lot of money to spend, but we expect leadership from the government. JPS is a public service provider. Even if they're owned by private people, they're providing a service to the public, and they are regulated by government. So they're a public body. These are all the different people you need to be sitting down with Prime Minister and all the leadership head of this organization and how we're going to really work together effortlessly to get Jamaica moving and talking again. Digicel and Flow have done what they need to do, but without the power, Prime Minister, without the restoration of power, Digicel and Flow restoration, though cut it alone, we're going to still be in the primitive stage where we're going to have to start right pen pal, Prime Minister. We don't want to end up back in a pen pal. We want to call upon WhatsApp. We want to speak to our family instantaneously. We want to be able to see them on video call and so they can show we what happened on video call. So, whole heap of galangin. Whole heap. God saved Parity with the flood this time because we couldn't deal with that flood the way our community mash up. we couldn't cope with a flood and so much damage at the same time. So them say you not get more than what you can bear, Colleen James. But may I tell you, we couldn't deal with them two there at the same time. But please, Prime Minister, before me go, where's somebody pick me to, talk to him. Just like how you recognize the CNN and them people, them as somebody, and you go talk to them, and you give them a pre-assessment report, you couldn't come lie to it. We know say you lie already. You tell we lie on a regular basis. Just like how you go over CNN go lie. Just like how you go appeal to foreign donors. You couldn't appeal to we too. You couldn't talk to we too. You couldn't make we think as Jamaicans we have a leader that cares about the people, a leader that's concerned about leadership and takes leadership serious, Prime Minister. We don't want a frequent flyer. Yandarel Vaz, what the little pretty boy the name from London, Matthew. How no love fly so? How no love fly so? Of course, we know you there go fly. Go if you're moving around the country yesterday, you would have to fly. But was it necessary for you to move around the country, Prime Minister? All right, your eye see the damage. What next? Lenford Williams. Your eye see the damage. Did your eye price the damage? How much will it cost, Prime Minister Kirk Edwards? How much from what you saw aerially and on foot when you visit Southwest St. Elizabeth yesterday, how much more do you think Flight Green needs? How much more are you going to allocate to Mr. Green in order to deal with the mass devastation he has to deal with in his community? What next, Prime Minister? You see with your eye already. Where your mouth go talk say now? You want to see, you see what next? How does this assist Flight Green? Even though me and my MP no friend, me have to look out for him at the moment. Because our entire constituency, near much of our parish, have been slaughtered by BERYL. Now you have seen the devastation, Prime Minister. How much do you think Flight Green needs? Talk to it. We can't hear. We're not deaf. We're CNN got the same school. Understand very well. How much money do you think Flight Green need? How much more money, Prime Minister, are you willing to reshift and relocate in order to deal with this rebuilding efforts and recovery so that Jamaica can talk and move again, Prime Minister? How much more do you think Flight Green need? We've been asking you a question and you just, but then again, we know media, we have vlogger and Prime Minister no respect vlogger car. We spread fake news like we talk about 900, then we talk about 700 and add, then we talk about 60 odd. Yes, Prime Minister, we talk them something that we spread fake news. So you're not going to talk to it. But I want to know, it is my constituency, it is my community, he is my MP, agree or disagree. How much more do you think Mr. Green needs in order to deal with the cleanup and recovery effort for Southwest St. Elizabeth? we're clear on that, even though you don't respond. The whole of we clear upon it. So 5 million is nowhere in assisting the constituency. So the people of St. Elizabeth, Dennis Hilton, wants to know Prime Minister, how they are going to be assisted in the short term, how long it will take for their power to be restored, how long it's going to take for them to have clear roads to drive on. What temporary measures is going to be offered, Prime Minister, to those people who have lost their roof? What temporary measures are going to be applied, Prime Minister, to those who have lost their housing? What other assistance is the government prepared? These are the things, Prime Minister, that we were expecting to hear from you yesterday in some form of press conference. How the government is going to steer and manage this recovery effort. 5 million cannot even deal with the community. Cousin Jamie there, she can tell you. It's a community with many different villages. A community of parity. It have Seaside, we're sharing a window and load. We have up the road, down the road. We have Spice Grove, we have Springfield, we have Liquor Bridge, we have Hilltop, we have Gravesend, we have Over the Hill. The entire community is being ravished. We have done a Crane Road. The entire community has been ravished. $5 million would confuse Floyd Green just in a few community alone. $5 million will confuse Mr. Green as to how to spend it in the community of parity. That is just a section of the mountainside voting constituency block, divisional block. Vineyard and Arlington, mountainside, all of them places they get ravished. Barbary Hall, Treasure Beach, Williamsfield, Watchwell, Speedger Plain, Bluntas, Flaggerman. $5 million cannot do anything. $5 million cannot do anything to even clear up the damage what BERYL done. Never mind rebuilding. Prime Minister, we expect you to have a cabinet sit down and a reshifting and reallocating of money so that all the project to get Jamaica moving and speaking again is properly funded. Money and bureaucracy not stall the project. We don't have to wait till somebody draw themselves from down the farm. Come take off them apron, wash them hand before them sign the paper. No, we need expeditious decision making. We need expeditious signing off. And more than all, Prime Minister, we don't want no kickbackism involved. We don't want no kickbackism involved. Because if I saw, we know say 80% of the money is going to go in kickback. And then the 20% we're left. Now go get the job done. And we're going left in the same swelter of a condition of one next storm come catch the deluge of a next storm. We're in the track of developing weather, Prime Minister. The efforts are to be expeditious in order to prevent a new calamity come back up upon an old calamity. We can't deal with that. There's more debris across the country to fly at the moment, Prime Minister. The country needs cleaning up. It takes money. So we expect, now that we have a storm, we'll put more pressure upon it than we've ever seen before. It means an extra lot of resources ought to be put in to make sure it is done in short order and in good time. Thank you all very much for being here. Me there within 1 hour and a half. When I get overtime these days, overtime when not like click like button for. When I get overtime these days, overtime when not hit like button for. Boy, you're not fortunate. When you're really fortunate. I'm if you tell them about unfortunate. See. Let me show you how in my YouTube studio look that the public doesn't have access to. That is my studio that helped me to monitor everything in the back room. Then I also have my YouTube studio. Well, we can show them my YouTube studio. Not the YouTube studio, the StreamYard studio. Share entire screen, I think. Yeah. Then that one on screen is how my entire YouTube studio looks when I'm on YouTube, but it will show you everything that I have open on screen now. So when I'm broadcasting, I am monitoring 2 different studios, the broadcast studio and the control studio. Thank you all very much for being here this morning. It's a pleasure keeping your company on the Global Television Group. Join us back this evening where we will look at any update. I remember tonight at Fitzroy. I feel I'm going to drink a Guinness tonight. I don't know why I'm in that drink a Guinness feeling tonight. And I know when we got fish fry tonight, everybody is going to be on the stress side because majority of us who go to fish fry on Fridays, we're from the southwest limb of St. Elizabeth as well. So everybody there go stress out this evening because nobody rather those who come from the south side or those of us from Parity or Black River or so on. None of we can get through. So everybody I go stress this evening. So I mean, no. Them I go force one Guinness for me this evening. I might just be tempted. But thank you all. Yes, fish fry this evening. Thank you all. Rebel with a cause. Good evening. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed weekend. And thank you very much. The weather don't look good in Britain today. It looks like Britain bad mind. And I try. No, sir. We can't drink more than one of anything me I drink. Not even water, me can't drink 2 of it. Anything me I drink have to be 1. Murder. How are the wicked veteran there? Willie Dan, how are you? Our veteran there, if you come talk, say. Me can manage one more time. I went there. But yes, my people, enjoy your afternoon and we'll see you later. Yeah, Britain have sympathy for Jamaica. Them are getting a the weathery feeling, rain and breeze, then sun come out, then them look dark like BERYL. I saw Britain go on. Britain getting a them feelings. No, the Prime Minister no respect blogger said now go come talk to and update the nation or anything. Well, go on your social media page, Prime Minister, the whole will look over there. The whole will look over your social media page. So go over there and talk to her. We will listen. But honestly, the Prime Minister should have spoken to the nation since we did give him 6 to 12 hours to get everything together before he speak to the nation. But the Prime Minister managed to speak to CNN before an assessment is done. CNN over there, so. And we over here so turn up away and say, our Prime Minister is going to speak to us. Oh, he's definitely going to speak to us. Our Prime Minister cannot not speak to us. He will be speaking to us. See there? I'll know. If we never catch, we is a CNN window. If we never catch, we is a CNN window, we would know the Prime Minister over there talk up the things them. So, we don't want to hear on a Prime Minister catch on a ears, a CNN window. You might just get an explanation to something. Let me look if Carlos step on live. Hold on. Hold on. Yes, Carlos live. Don't come go on over Carlos. Sooner or later, I'm going to go on over Carlos and Carlos live. Bye, people. See you later. Thank you all very much for being here.